Behind me is Denison Park, which has been classified as a superfund site containing things like arsenic and lead. Now it's luckily being cleaned up. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation says cleanup at Denison Park begins in August. The work will happen in 2 phases, the first lasting about 4 months, the second starting next April and running about 6 months. The entire project is expected to wrap up by fall 2027. The state lists Denison Park as a Class 2 hazardous waste site, meaning it poses significant threat to public health. The main concerns are heavy metals, including arsenic, lead, and mercury.
Lead, arsenic, other heavy metals will impair growth. And they're not good for the body, but they're particularly not good for a growing body.
Doctors say heavy metal exposure happens more often than people think. But the longer it goes on, the more harmful it can be, especially for kids.
The ideal is that place is cleaned up and people aren't put at risk by continued exposure. So if somebody comes across a reason to be worried, like they find something or they learn about something, then we have lots of resources to try to address those things.
Dr. Harberger reminds parents and families that heavy metal exposure doesn't typically cause easily diagnosable symptoms. That's why he's urging people to stay aware of their environment and be proactive about screenings.
Until lead levels are very, very, very high, you don't end up having any kind of reaction. And so the reason that we talk about screening and exposure in organizations like the EPA or local sort of conservation organizations, the reason they do screening of the area is because you're not going to notice until levels are very high.
Haley Livingston, Big Fox News, Corning.